That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
This is Jamie Valvano with the Kentuckiana Friends of V. Excited to announce that July 31st is not only our golf event, but is going to be Kentuckiana Friends of V Day here at ESPN Louisville. An entire day of local broadcasting dedicated to raising money in the fight against cancer. For more information on this 501c3 or to make a donation, visit kfov.org. And remember, we need your help. So tune in July 31st to Kentuckiana Friends of V Day right here.
Thanks for the coffee.
680, 1057, and 93.9 The Ville. Together, we fight cancer.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's look at his steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Maven. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maven off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. You're about midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven.
What's up?
I can relax and watch Maven.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And the sun is out. The birds are chirping. The town is smiling. Good vibes are abound. I have only one person who enjoyed last night more than you all and myself. Steve, I'm still on vacation. Nikki V in the booth.
They want the boot. Man, that was fun. That was fun. I wasn't able to go. I got called in last minute to bartend. Made my bartending debut last night, Marcus. But I was like, I got to listen to the game. So I listened to the sultry dulcet tones of the VP and Pops, who sound magnificent
They
together.
did a great job.
Oh, man. Don't get me wrong. Love Paul. Love when him and Pops are together. But it was nice hearing Drew and Dad back together.
It's real good excitement.
Oh, man. And the game was awesome. I almost dropped a drink when Russ hit that game winner. Oh, man.
They said the radio is, of course, theater of the mind. So sometimes it's like the snobby guy who says, I read the book. The book seems better in your mind. If you got a chance to listen to the radio call, it did something that man,
it sounded magical, man.
Listen, you take care of your business. I gave you an assignment. You make that assignment happen while I talk to the people. How much fun was that? How much just pure, raw, uncut, unadulterated fun was that? It's players you recognize. It's players you've known for years. It's everything you were hoping the experience would be. I don't know how many times I've been unsure about an event. I flip-flopped on this TBT thing so many times. My excitement level, my worry level, it was, I was like, oh, I hope the guys look good. I hope they're in good enough shape to put a good product out there. I hope
3 turnovers.
I hope 3 turnovers the entire
3
game.
turnovers. My God.
They took great shots. I mean, it was just too much. Do we have somebody? People.
We have somebody.
People. When I tell you, however much of a great time you had, there is one person who I guarantee had more fun than you. Big Russ, thanks for joining us on 93.9 What's going
What up,
on?
boy? What's up? What's going on, man?
Man, I'm feeling good. How about you?
Great, man. Great, man. I feel, it feels good to be back in the Ville, man. It's my second home.
Okay, listen, go through the experience. Okay, leading up to Russ even playing in the TBT, does he call you? Does he ask your advice, your opinion? Was it your suggestion? Listen, we know he comes to you for good, Godfather-esque advice. You coach him up in all aspects of his life. How was the process of him, telling you he was going to play or asking you about playing to you actually getting to the game?
Well, the whole process, took about maybe like a month and a half. We trying to figure out, the right moves, even on the business aspects, of tying the whole bourbon to the whole situation. So that's where I come in at, when it gets to that point. So we just worked at everything, to make it look right, to make it feel right, make it go right, but the whole situation, was just great to come back and represent the city to a high level and getting the boys back together, and just putting it together and try to bring this whole thing home, man.
Okay, so what did you just fly in town for the game, or did you know the whole time you were coming? Was this one of those things like, there's no way I'm missing this TBT game?
Nah, I booked my ticket in May. Once the contract was done, came on board and everything, the ticket was already done. The crazy part was trying to stay the whole week, but I actually got to fly out today. Take care of something back in New York. But that some shots, the last minute shots, remind me of the 2012 Big East Championship, man. That whole excitement, then going to the 2013 championship, just seeing the guys out there gelling together. That was the whole thing. Are these guys going to still be able to gel together? Are they going to be in shape? And it seems like nobody skipped a beat.
Yeah, it was funny. As I'm watching, following all the principles of their full court press, guy turns their back, the trap is coming. I mean, weren't they on a string last night?
Man, it was like they didn't skip a beat. It was like playing for coach again. That was the crazy part, man. It's like everything was on point. Once that defense turned up, here come the turnovers. Here come the, because again, in this tournament, what's going to win the game is, it's the defense to make plays and make shots.
Talking with Big Russ here. Okay, so I'll just get the uncomfortable question out of the way. It's time to close out the game. You would have killed your son had he not taken that shot, right?
Oh man, he's a closeout guy. He's a clutch guy, and then with your teammates, you got to know who you can trust to make them shots. And the big thing about it, they knew they can go to them to make the shot. During the game, had a little soft runnings, shots here and there missing, but I knew eventually as a shooter, you get it together. And it's always the scary part going down the stretch when that shooter start hitting it, and that's what happened.
Okay, so moving forward, okay, I need your basketball eye, not Big Russ eye. What kind of odds do you give them to actually win this thing? Because I know there's some dudes out there. To me, just you and I talking, E5 makes you the championship. Without the E5, it's kind of I don't know. But what do you say about the odds? And like I said, we know you bet on your son all day, every day. But overall team, what do you think the odds are they take this thing?
The odds is good. The odds is hot. This is what they got working with them. They have a bench. Playing in a tournament like this, no matter what's like going into the playoffs and the championship, you got to have a bench. If you don't have a bench, your odds going to be low. You just can't depend on the starting five. You got guys coming off the bench that can actually. That's the scary part. The scary part was guys who's coming off the bench and able to play and able to gel together. You got bigs, you got guards. So that's the odds are high. The odds are very high because now if Russ is having a slow game, bad game, you got guys who come off the bench and pick up the slack. Then you put Russ back in. He can come in and hit 10, quick 12 points that'll bring you up and bring you in a comfortable position to close out the game. So the bench is very important. No matter what, the bench is very important, always important.
Okay, so you give me one thing that you hope to see that you didn't see to say, okay, now I know this team is going to be for real. Like I said, you have to work through the slow moments, kind of work the jitters out a little bit So give me that one thing that's like, okay, that's the next step to really getting this thing right.
Everyone, the bench need to average like at least 35 points.
Mm-hmm.
The bench average 35 points, they're good to go. They're good because your starting five is going to give you about 45.
Talking with Big Russ here. Okay, I don't want to keep you long. Also, look, catch us up really quick. You know, like I said, I always admire your discipline. You know, your activity. You know, kind of catch us up. You know, listen, I know you probably grooming the one of the next Louisville guards or something like that. Just kind of give us a rundown.
Okay, rundown is brought my other youngest son out here, reached 18 years old. He might be going to school out here, so we're working out this scholarship deal right now, man. You'll be the first to know. So you have another Smith in the local area.
Is that breaking news? Or no, we're working on it. It's in the process. So I won't get carried away with it.
Is it a process? It might be done real soon. So then I'll keep you posted with that, boy. Wow. Got another Smith coming to the area.
Okay, New York life. Like I say, you know, is everything going smooth with you? Like I say, you know how we all enjoy checking in with you.
Yeah, everything going smooth, and if people thought, you know, don't forget about the film. The film is about done. I'll be doing a screen in New York. I'm gonna shoot out here sometime, maybe I don't know the date, end of August, early September. But I'll keep you posted with the film. Do a screening out here, so that's gonna be the next big thing.
Well, Big Russ, you know, we always enjoy having you in the Ville. You know, like I said, anytime, you know where the studio is. You know, everybody's home is open to you. Check in. We'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it, Bill.
Absolutely. Big Russ. He's always punctual, too.
That was awesome, man. Yeah, he is, man.
He's
That
always
was awesome.
The clock hits 10 o'clock. I'm setting up the YouTube channel, which is rolling, by the way, people. So if you're bored, and we have actually Nikki is doing the first dual camera test run for
I'm
us.
honored.
There might be a
exfoliated more this morning.
Yeah,
sorry.
had you known. Listen, I'm hoping I don't get in trouble for having that TV on in the background, but maybe it's disturbed enough.
I got you, boo.
That it won't
bang.
You know what? That's the better call. And I think they can see the reflection of some of our past.
Oh, so now, so that when we're ogling somebody who has an interesting haircut or something, they can play along at home.
8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. I encourage you to call in because I'm going to talk about my experience and I'm going to ramble about my experience. And I may have no organization to my experience of yesterday. Also, I'm still on a bit of a high from listening to Jeff Brom yesterday and listening to Coach Kenny Payne yesterday. ACC Media Day is making it real. Nikki's back there going to be fielding calls, it looks like. Oh, so where do we start? Texters, where do you want to start? I hope you want direction because I won't have any. Lawrence, thanks for joining us and starting us out right on 93.9. What's on your mind?
What's up, Marcus, man? Yesterday felt like old times. Louisville start out the game really tight. Then they locked down on defense, hit that boom. And when Wayne hit that free corner, I said, Wayne!
that was a smooth looking shot too.
But I gotta say, seeing Russ and Peyton Siebel basically dominate the game with their defense, and seeing Peyton Siebel with the quick passes, setting everybody up, man. I hope Kenny Payne ain't no guy for taking lessons yesterday from that veteran team we saw out there. And knowing that we got to play Chris Smith the next game.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones?
Yep.
Ooh. I know the nerves gonna be for that game Thursday. You don't know who's gonna cheer for Chris Jones. I just be But I had a good time. Even though I had to listen to the game on radio. It was a good time. Drew did a good job. But I can't wait for Thursday. Hopefully, we get to see him on TV this time.
Right.
But great game, and I can't wait to hear more about you talking about the game.
Absolutely. Lawrence, I appreciate the call. So here's the thing. 2 points Lawrence made. And I'll do them backwards. Hey, give Drew his props. Give Drew his props. He killed it. Like, listen, I listen to Drew in the morning, and I want Drew to be all sunshine and rainbows. I want everybody on the radio to be all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to Louisville, and I'm unapologetic about that. He did a great job. If you listen to the call, if you listen to the radio, he did a great job. Texter, you know damn well Rick Pitino was watching that game. Are you kidding me? Are you joking?
Oh,
right?
man.
Yeah, you're joking if you think he wasn't watching that game, or at the very least had it recorded, set up, ready to roll the moment he got
That's some nice
done.
steakhouse. And,
Man, listen,
sure.
listen. Could somebody roll a TV in here while I enjoy my crusted Parmesan New York strip? Yeah, or whatever. Because I guarantee he was watching that. First things first. Drew Diener, you did a great job. Like I said, I'll get mad at you all the time, but you did a great job. And I think everybody should just take a second to say, hey, props. It was a professional coverage. You know, he's 93.9 did a great job. We did a great job advertising this event, partnering with with TBT professionally. This was a great organizational event. So yeah, just wanted to make sure I said that. Number 2, this is nerdy stuff, okay? Sky Clark. This man, Peyton Siva, just took so much pressure. You can't realize how much pressure he just took off you. Sky Clark, you don't have to score. Sky Clark, you don't have to be a scorer. You set up your team. They'll love you always and forever. This team, this city is starving for a setup, nice passing point guard. You don't realize it. It's not going to be the points that get you where you want to go. It's not going to be the points that get this team where it needs to go. Sky Clark, you watch Peyton Siva. You watch his floor general command. Listen, I'm not saying don't go get buckets, though. Like, you good at what you do. But it's amazing when you think pass first. Coach told me this. I thought he was lying, Nikki. Coach told me if you think pass first, the scoring is going to open up. I called him a liar in my brain. Coach, you're lying. You just want me to pass the ball to everybody else and not score. You want to make them happy, and you want me to sacrifice getting my buckets. Scott, trust me. I was you at some point in my life. Just set up your teammates, and the buckets will come to you. Moving right along, Dom. Thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Feeling good.
Good. I just want to kind of bring up a little bit of what happened last night. I watched the entire game. It was amazing. And I think Seth Greenberg, I think he was the announcer for the game or whatever. And he was bringing up some really great points about how this current Louisville team should actually watch and see and take some tips about what was going on, because that's what Louisville basketball is like. It's defense,
right?
It's getting out, it's sharing the ball, and that's what it's all about. And I hope that those guys kind of saw that, because Russ Smith, Peyton Siva, they're, it ain't like they grew. And they kind of, they undersized guards. And they really went after it and show what Louisville basketball is all about. So I'm really hoping that, those guys that were there kind of took points and tips, and I hope they come out there with the same kind of fire and intensity with this season coming up. And I like the fact that Coach Payne was there. Jeff Brom, the whole thing. It really felt like a family atmosphere. And I can't wait to see the second round game. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate the call. I'll go backwards again. Second round game, Thursday. Got to get that record. Got to get that TBT attendance record.
Oh,
Sorry.
for sure.
I want it. I want
knocking on the door.
Listen,
there's
no reason that we shouldn't get the attendance record. It's Thursday. Prepared. Now you know the event is a high quality product. It's going to be better competition. That we got our game jitters out the way. It's an event on Thursday coming up. I want the TV. I mean, boy, Dom said it. How many times did family pop into your mind just seeing your Trez, your Jordan Wara, your David Johnson, your Jeff Brom, your Kenny Payne? I mean, it's like, now this is like, it was an our house moment kind of thing. I mean, the fans, I recognize fans that I never even met in my life that I say, oh, there's that fan, just on the television. Like I said, very, very, very good look for the Louisville community. And you know me, guys, I appreciate beacons, things like that. And there's one thing I got to say. When you say things like, I hope they're taking notes, okay? Like, I feel you, right? And I agree with you. Peyton Siva is one of the best point guards of all time. He's a championship level point guard. Russ Smith was an absolute dog on defense the moment he came to campus.
Jason.
Shane Bohannon has things that the God gave him that just not a lot of people got that stuff. So,
did you see the photo?
Yes.
With the dunk and his name in the background?
Yes, of course.
I mean, that's...
But here's the thing. Like I said, I feel y'all, but those guys out there, you still have to separate them and appreciate eliteness. There's not, you don't just, why don't you play like Russ? And why don't you play like Steve? That pass that Peyton Siva made from before half court, to Kyle Keurig in the corner is such an elite pass that you have to separate. You'd be doing a kid a disservice by saying, you see that pass he just made? You know why? Because people can't make that pass. Not a lot of people can make that pass. Like, people talk about people who've played with LeBron. They say, LeBron asks you, where do you want the ball? Do you want it on your right shoulder? Do you want it on your left shoulder? Do you want it on your left hip? You want it on your right hip? Where's your shooting pocket at? David Johnson is the only other guard that I've seen at Louisville that can make that pass. Peyton Siva and David Johnson, that hook pass from across. Unfortunately, I had to watch Jalen Withers attempt that pass for 4 years straight. And I said, you can't do that pass. Jalen, you can't make that pass. You got to have two hands on the basketball. Peyton Siva, actually, I'm mad at you now. You're teaching bad fundamentals. Don't be like Peyton now.
You did a total 180 in about 5 minutes.
Don't be like, I told you, I was going to be all over the board today. Who do we got hanging on?
Jason,
thanks for joining us on Middays with Marcus Maven. Fire away.
Marcus, for one, I love you, man. I love you.
Appreciate you.
I was there last night. I got a couple hours of sleep because it was such a breath of fresh air to see what I got to see. The great basketball.
What was your favorite part, Jason?
What's that?
Your favorite part, your absolute favorite part of the night.
Okay, to be perfectly honest, it was twice coming out of the men's room. The first time I saw Montrezl Harrell doctoring up his nachos, and the second time was seeing Shane Bohannon going to get dressed. I was there for the Florida game, the game before, and yeah, man, it was just that, and just seeing and how loud it was. I don't know if it was 6,000 people or whatever it was, but it sounded like 20.
Carl next.
You could tell everybody was so excited. So when I get off work today, I'm going right back down there to go buy my ticket to Freedom Hall for tomorrow night, and I want everybody listening to do the same because, yes, we need to own that record.
That's awesome. Jason, I appreciate you calling in on that one. And how about that? And these are the little things in life that I really enjoy. I bet you, I'm sorry I didn't even ask Jason, but I bet you could ask Jason, what was he adding to his nachos? And he could tell you.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, exactly how he's probably like, listen, he can tell you, or you can tell he likes the toppings around the outside and leaves the inside crispy, you know. So he grabs.
What's his strategy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, with the nacho strategy.
Heavy nacho strategy. Carl, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Good morning, Marcus. How you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Across the street.
I hear you. And I'm like,
God damn.
The basketball that went on last night.
They need to know.
Privileged enough to have Coach Chris Dow from his middle school all the way up through Bellarmine. And I can tell you what, I'm a diehard Chris Dow fan. And the young man, I've always said, he was the one kid in Louisville, Kentucky that Coach Pitino didn't take a good look at. It could have been a very big asset for that 2013 team. And just, you know, these guys are putting it on the line. A friend of mine asked me, said, you know, why are we taking so many players? Obviously, he didn't understand Louisville basketball. We were going to grind people into the ground with the relentless pressure defense that these guys are all known for. So, and Russ Smith, and there's nothing you can say about Russ except for he's Russ Smith.
Right.
The shots that he makes, his ability to get them off, the fact that he and Peyton share the ball with each other so well, it's just a good blend of basketball that I'm glad we get to see. And hopefully these guys will win the thing and make the thing even bigger for us next year.
Listen, Carl, I appreciate the call. I agree 100%. To see Russ Smith on the jump, I asked Jason that question. By the end of the show, I may have an answer. But
I'm listening.
Like right now, if you ask Marcus Maben, hey, what's your favorite part of the show or of the event last night? I think the first thing that would jump into my mind, because I felt a butterfly, a literal butterfly in my stomach. The jump ball. We don't get the jump. And to watch Russ Smith get up into that other point guard, right? Just the psychology of, okay, every time you watch a sporting event, what do they say? Hey, these guys are filling out each other. Boxing matches, they're filling out each other. Football games, they're filling out. Coaches usually have, you know, a scripted 10 plays. You know, everybody usually adjusts to the game, adjusts to the speed of the game, adjusts to the referee. Russ Smith took the fight straight to somebody. Butterflies in my stomach the way he got so, like, okay, people, when you play basketball, you don't want to foul out. If you're a good player, you do not want to foul out, right? I want people to understand the mindset of a human being saying, not only am I going to make the point guard uncomfortable in the first 4 seconds, that is really taking the fight to somebody. In 4 seconds, you didn't just take the fight to the point guard. You made the point guard uncomfortable, and you made the officials uncomfortable from the very beginning. Because you're Russ Smith. I'm in Louisville. I get up on this point guard. That referee was supposed to blow the whistle the moment Russ Smith went up and put his hands right on the guy. If that referee would have blew the whistle instantly, the fans were, whoa, oh, he's crazy, you know. But Russ was like, I'm going to put my hands on this guy in the first 4 seconds, and I'm going to tackle and ride and do whatever else until I'm going to make the referee blow this whistle, or I'm going to establish the line. So far, you know, I'm going to establish my line of physicality to the referees in the first 4 seconds.
The tone setter.
Listen, that's not a coach. That's not a system. That's not a strategy. That is Russ freaking Smith that you enjoy playing with. Again, he put the referees in a bad spot. He put the other point guard in a spot. And just that play right there, the other team sees it. You know the first thought that the other team has? Damn, like, come on, ref. So you got to think, 4 seconds into the game, the other team is watching Russ Smith foul our point guard. He fouled him probably 3 times before the referee actually called foul. I mean, he just jumped up on him, hand checking and just, just disturbing him, right? So now you've already put your opponent in a whiny mentality because they're already, you're playing Louisville. You're the 7th seed. You're in Louisville.
On the road, right?
You're on the road. You already think you're not going to get the calls. And Russ Smith does that. And so you're already in a whiny mode, like, oh, here we go. We're getting ready to get cheated. Oh, you think I get cheated? Okay, yes, you're going to get cheated. And I'm going to show you. That was really, really an awesome way to start the game. Listen, I'm going to hear some more of your favorite moments from that last night's game, and I'll keep on nerding out. But we'll take a quick commercial break, an early commercial break. Actually, it's not very early, but we'll stay on schedule. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
We are in the thick of summer, and with the hottest days of the year ahead, you're about to find out how strong your cooling system is. And if you find out that it's not ready for the long summer, then call DFH Company 968-6222. Right now, when you buy a complete Trane HVAC system, receive 18-month special financing and a 10-year parts and labor warranty. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming, and whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
This is Jamie Valvano with the Kentuckiana Friends of V. Excited to announce that July 31st is not only our golf event, but is going to be Kentuckiana Friends of V Day here at ESPN Louisville. An entire day of local broadcasting dedicated to raising money in the fight against cancer. For more information on this 501c3 or to make a donation, visit kfov.org. And remember, we need your help. So tune in July 31st to Kentuckiana Friends of V Day right here on ESPN Louisville 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville. Together, we fight cancer.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Welcome to Home Run Burger. Everything fresh to order. Certified Angus beef, crispy chicken, fresh cut fries, deep fried donuts, homemade milkshake, free fries. When you mention ESPN. 5 area locations, Louisville's best burgers and fries. Order online, homerunburger.com.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
You've got ants inside the house, mosquitoes outside the house, moles burrowing in your lawn, and termites eating your house from inside out. You're completely surrounded. Luckily, OPC Pest Services has a 4 seasons program that can help. OPC has been providing quality pest services since 1972. Protect your home and property and call OPC Pest Services for a free estimate at 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com. Again, that's 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com.
You can give it to your girl or share with a squirrel. Buy what I came for the face. LA, the soft drink of tomorrow. LA, the new kind of day. LA, the soft drink of tomorrow. LA, is from another place. Crisp, clean, LA.
Hey, Cards fans, do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
I'm Technical Sergeant Jose Lopez Castro, and I serve to travel the world.
I'm Master Sergeant Lawrence Wigington. I serve to get a leg up and to give a hand.
I'm Staff Sergeant Damon Weathers. I serve part-time so I can study for my degree.
I'm Master Sergeant Alicia Williams. I serve to follow in my father's footsteps.
I'm receiving up to 100% tuition assistance while serving in the state that I love.
I serve as an airman in the Air National Guard.
Serve with me at the Kentucky Air National Guard by visiting goang.com.
Kentucky Air National Guard. Serve your way.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
The Elevate NIL program is helping Louisville student athletes maximize their earning potential through name, image, and likeness. If you're a business or individual interested in working with U of L student athletes, sign up now for the Cards NIL Exchange at gocards.com/cards NIL Exchange. Or support with a gift to the 502 Circle Collective at 502circle.com. Louisville is at the forefront of college athletics, and you can have a direct impact on its success. Go Cards!
We get on this.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Shout out to Josh True, new to the YouTube channel. What's up, Card Nation? First time in the chat. Long time listener to Middays and the Midnight Shows. Awesome game last night. Felt like old times again. Go Cards. People, let me take a second to remind everybody, especially in these hot times, that temperature control is and always will be one of the most valuable resources one can have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split, like the one we use here at the 93.9 Studios, for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222. Or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. How many ESPN Plus trial memberships were sold last night?
That's a good point. That's a real good point. I'd love to know that number.
Probably saw a spike and probably not concentrating. They were like, should we try to pull this crap again? Surely they won't put up with it. They won't pull up for a spike in the time. Listen, how many people are going to forget? What percentage of people, Nikki, are going to forget to cancel their ESPN Plus subscription. Text message. I like this. Text. The whining comment reminds me of The Last Dance.
David.
When Detroit realized the Bulls quit whining about the calls, they knew they were in trouble. That's a great text. That's a great reference. Nikki says that's a great pull. Debbie, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
David.
David, sorry about that.
Yeah, David, yes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
David, yeah, thanks for taking my call. Like I said, last night, just, like 93.9 radio, where y'all had the game last night, it was just fun listening to Drew Diener and Bob Valvano really have fun with it. And it was just something, and I guess the crowd at Freedom Hall, it sounded like it was really just a crowd that was just, something that they really wanted bad, I'm sure, right?
Right.
Compared to the way the season went this year. And
David, let me ask you this. How much of the crowd could you hear in the background during the actual, a broadcast?
From the radio? Well,
yes.
I think the radio picked it up really good. I don't know if it was, maybe a couple of times that maybe talking that, I might have missed a couple words though, because I know they were talking and the action was kind of going quick or whatever, but I could really tell that, well, when, like for instance, like when Russ Smith made the 3-pointers and whatever at the end or whatever it was like, wow, that crowd, or whatever, somebody made some other plays and I don't remember certain ones specifically, but it just sounded like, the crowd really, I didn't get that feeling of 5,000 people the way it sounded. I thought maybe it was probably more than that.
It's always like when you have, it's almost better to have less of a crowd of more enthusiastic fans than a bunch of people just sitting in there just kind of golf clapping, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you because I know there's been some, just other. I'm just trying to think other things that happen. Like sometimes you'll find some NBA games. Sometimes if you have them on during, like parts of the season, it'll be like that, right? Where it'll be just a bunch of fans that'll just do that golf kind of clapping or even maybe some NFL things at certain stadiums, if it, the teams aren't really good,
right?
In the NFL, you can kind of get that too. Yeah, I agree. Or it just depends on. Because I remember like a baseball game that I had on. It was like 4th of July, how the Cincinnati Reds were just they were playing at Washington, D.C., the worst baseball team, and the Reds were doing anything they wanted. You talk about this golf clapping, as it was when Washington, did something that at least, the Washington wasn't going to win the game, but I could tell by that baseball game that I had on with the Reds, that Reds were just so much more polished than Washington was. I hope it's not, Congress funding the team.
Right.
They shouldn't even fund that. It was so bad,
No, listen, David, I appreciate the call. I mean,
sure.
Like I said, I appreciate the description.
Yeah.
The descriptive nature of the call. And like I said, if you tell me about your experience, I watched it on TV. I could feel the energy in the crowd. I was happy for the found appreciation, because it's like, hey, it's life. You got to go through crappy times to explode in happy environments, and to appreciate happy environments. There's some of that too. Like I don't think anybody can argue. Just, hey, I'm going to have a reappreciation for just good defense, good hustle, good intense play. I forget which call in particular. Maybe it was Carl that talked about Chris Dow and Nick Mayo. Big time additions to the team. Big time earned respect. Big time family adoption. Actually, I just followed Nick Mayo a couple seconds ago.
Dude, he played like Pops and Drew made a note of saying that once he kind of calmed down last night.
Yep.
He started balling.
Yep.
And that's kind of one of the cool things. Like it is the Ville team, but they're a little bit of the Avengers. They got some Bellarmine and EKU in there, and they play prominent minutes.
I was particularly watching them because here's the thing: they're good players. You don't want to come on this team and act like you're the, you know what I'm saying? So you had to get through earn the respect of the Louisville players. Mesh with them, but the balance of I'm gonna take this shot, I'm gonna do my thing, but I am joining their group. I'm not gonna try to take over the group, which was awesome. I was worried that they wouldn't take shots. I was worried that Chris was gonna be a little passive. Hey, I'm on the floor with Russ. I'm on the floor with, like I said, and you're in an environment where it's 98% Louisville fans in here. Like I said, it's just a nice dynamic that you have to balance. I think they did a good job. Actually, not only does the players' good attitude show with each other and their passing, listen. Coach Mark Lieberman. I don't want to curse on the radio.
I mean, we got a delay.
But great effing job. That team, I was impressed. I was impressed with your detail. I was first screen. They knew how they were going to play the screens, the pick and rolls. I was laughing at myself. I had as much fun watching Mark Lieberman work the sidelines. If y'all get a chance, if you go back and watch it, I mean, if I were you, I'd get the whole game. I get access to the whole game. And one of those replays, when you watch it, I want you to keep your eye on the coach on the sideline. I mean, he worked the sideline. His men were prepared. There were probably 3 bad lost defensive possessions. We made them earn everything. We made them make a decision under pressure. Out of all the possessions, we had breakdowns, 3, maybe 4, maybe two transition possessions, and 2 or 3 regular defensive possessions, which is something hard to do when you're doing matchup zones and stuff like that. But just the principles of picking up each other's man, like I said, it's a little different when you don't have a lunatic screaming at you and cursing at you. So it's like, Russ, closeout was a little, it was a little lethargic on that one. Like I said, I had fun watching those guys kind of push themselves, because that's what the TBT is too. Like when that rotation and it's your job to rotate, it's like, how much effort do you give? Yeah, you're not going to block the shot. Your coaches want you to disturb the man, all that stuff. Russ, get on out there, Russ. That's your man. But it's like, these guys are not in the kind of shape you need to be in to really just harass somebody. But give him his credit. He did an excellent job getting them prepared. Best moment, number 2. It's too easy to say Russ is shot at the end of the game. By the way, speaking of Russ's shot at the end of the game, I don't want to go straight to there because that was a fun moment. Y'all realize Russ is a grown man. Like, he's an adult, okay? He's an adult-sized body. I know a lot of times we look at people on TV and we think they're little because the other people out there are massive, right?
Right.
Nikki, have you seen the highlight of Shane Bohannon carrying Russ?
Yeah, with him on his shoulders, just picked him up like that.
And it wasn't like using legs and using proper lifting technique.
He lifted him like a 20-pound plate.
He lifted him like a child, right? And held him in the air for an extended amount of time like a child. Red Smith's, like he's an adult. He's a 6'2" man. He's an adult human being with muscles. And Shane. You know what I even saw? I saw Anawaku get the ball in the post. He's leaning on the guy. When I was doing the quote unquote film review, I was laughing watching Anawaku lean on those defenders. Anawaku's a big boy. I was talking to Steve, right? Steve got pissed off again looking at how good Anawaku was. And it's like, do y'all realize what kind of team we had that got taken out of the tournament?
Oh, I know. You see like little reminders about that.
And so then Steve and myself got kind of mad because we were like, you remember we were running around here talking about, these guys will play basketball for 10 years and we're on the radio and people are like, oh my God, here comes Steve and Marcus saying Anawaku's some kind of, going to be Anawaku's a bum. It's like,
Called it. We were right. We were wrong.
Anawaku spins. He passes that ball to Shane Bohannon. Shane Bohannon gave a pump fake, right? And with something I always enjoyed about Shane Bohannon,
Americans will develop skin cancer in their lifetime. It's a great time to get your yearly skin check. I'm Dr. Mark Waldman with the Waldman Hair Center and Advanced Dermatology. We have been in practice for over 40 years with 4 locations in the downtown medical district, Norton Commons, Dixie Highway, and LaGrange. If you notice a spot that is changing, won't heal, bleeding, looks different from your other spots, or you just want a skin check, come see us at Advanced Dermatology. Visit dermatologylouisville.com. That's dermatologylouisville.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Louisville area attorneys. 502-785 all zeros. 312.
University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
Catch former U of L basketball greats in the Kentucky Air National Guard's coverage of the TBT tomorrow as the Ville takes on the Jackson, Tennessee Underdogs. Join Drew Diener and Bob Belvano at